Nipples?
Now we're... It just started recording as you said nipples, which was the best part. Yeah.
Hey, I'm Kara.
I am Megan. This is
the Witches, Magic, Murder, and Mystery podcast.
Yeah, we're super professional today and every day.
Never. How did we get here?
I don't know.
People love us, okay?
I feel like we need to start over.
My bracelets are real dingly today.
Jingly. Okay. And again. What do we say at the beginning?
Close your eyes.
Hey, what is that noise? Oh.
Is that
They're talking. I don't think
Can y'all hear that?
It doesn't pick up on this video. On this.
Okay. And you're just
that doesn't
copy
matter.
it over that. Okay,
You all matter. You matter.
You matter.
You're good enough. You're smart enough.
Not enough for the audio.
Hey, Kara.
Hey, Megan.
This is the Witches, Magic, Murder, Mystery podcast.
Yep.
We are here today to tell stories about... What do you got today? A mystery?
What do we want to put a cult under?
I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll find a place for it.
Can we mesh them all together?
It's a witchy mystery murder-ish thing.
I don't know that I want to associate them with witches, but okay.
Oh yeah, that's the problem. Some of the witch stories are
yeah,
not cool.
I do feel like
cool witches.
No, I do feel like I have to give a suicide trigger warning though,
okay,
because it goes into depth about the Church of Euthanasia.
Great.
And how part of their theory is you should just kill yourself to make the world better.
Okay. So, trigger warning for that.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get started, I was trying to think if there's any other things we had to say. We've got almost 100 reviews on the podcast, which is fun.
I love them. Also, I didn't know that my accent was that Kentucky, but...
Yeah, that's my new favorite review. Somebody who said...
I just love y'all's accent.
Y'all's little accent is so cute. And I'm like, little accent?
Little accent?
I mean...
We're pretty loud, but... Okay.
But it's not like a deep South accent,
no.
I guess. The Kentucky accent's a little different.
We're not Southern Belles.
I don't know how to... Yeah, I mean, to me, it just sounds like normal because I've lived here my whole life. But other people tell me that it's more of a...
Where are you from?
Like a lilt, sort of, than like a twang.
Just a little...
I don't really know what that means. That's just how it's been described to me. I'm like, okay.
Sure. Certainly.
What else? Anything else fun going on in your world?
The bees are gone.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, they were in the walls, but they're gone.
Creeping.
I like bees, and I still don't want them in my walls. No. It doesn't seem good for anybody.
They're apparently up at the courthouse now. They made their way over there.
The bees are like taking over downtown Nicholasville. It's strange because it's the library.
Yeah. Somebody's deck.
So strange.
So weird.
It's like a bunch of bees got displaced from somewhere.
Yeah.
Because it's not the same bees that were here.
Well, so...
Because they were also at the library at the same time.
A beekeeper was telling me that when there's multiple queens in a hive, several bees will split off with each queen. Mm-hmm. And then they'll all just go, they send little...
The same thing happens in middle school girls' social circles, These multiple queens won't work. No. God, I hated middle school so much.
No, but that's why we're great today.
That's right.
Buddy.
We're the queens now.
We're the bee's knees.
I did want to tell you guys. I love how that came back around to bees. I wanted to tell you guys, I don't want this to sound like an ad, but I wanted to talk a minute about a friend of mine's podcast because I really love it. And I'm just I just feel like I should be talking about it more. If you follow my personal account on social media, then you see me mention it now and then. But I have a friend, his name is Nick Flora. He is
amazing.
He's so great. And he's a musician and he's also a certified life coach. What he did in 2020 when his livelihood got shut down because he's a musician, he's a working musician. And without being able to do live shows.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah.
So he got certified to be a life coach. And so he has this podcast now. It comes out on Monday mornings. It is a 10 to 15 minute podcast. And it's just a quick pep talk. It's called Monday Morning Pep Talk.
The best hype guy ever.
It's so good. And I love starting my week with it
Yeah.
every week. And like
You
Nick
always
and I
have
have
something
been
positive come out of that experience.
Yeah, right. Like you walk away from it. He gives you so many good things to think about, and it's just a quick like hype thing every Monday morning.
And you're like, oh.
And it's not like a hype thing, like obnoxious, like
get it, girl.
Not at all. It's just very real talk, and he uses his own experiences.
Yeah,
and it's great. And he and I have been really good friends for almost 10 years now. And I've always joked like, I call him my personal life coach before he even became an actual life coach.
Yeah.
Because he's just really good at giving it to you straight, telling you what you need to hear. He gives you good perspective.
Yeah.
And he does it all in like a charming, comforting way.
And he sings.
And he plays guitar. And so you can find him at Nick Flora on Instagram, and also Nick Flora Music on TikTok. Like he just started doing TikTok.
Oh, how fun.
I know.
I
but
so
also
badly wanted to get him to come here, and we'll just have like an open night out in the back on
he's doing
patio.
Those 90s. It's like he's
I
doing it
love
shows
those,
that are
the
just
Counting
90s
Crows
covers.
Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, 90s music
love
is
them.
my favorite.
Yes.
Obviously. But anyway, so Monday Morning Pep Talk is the name of the podcast, and I'm feeling the need to just make sure people know about it because it's so short and so easy, and it's so good. It's just so good. So
yeah,
go try
we're all
it.
about mental health. And
You won't be disappointed.
No.
It's so good. Okay. All right.
So good.
Now let's do our podcast.
Now that we've like hyped y'all up.
Yeah.
Okay.
After we bring you down, then go listen to Nick's podcast and come right back up.
Get right back up because this is a doozy. Okay. So the Church of Euthanasia, also known as COE, was founded by Chris Korda and Robert Kimberk, also known as Pastor Kim.
The Church of Euthanasia. I've just never heard of this.
Yes. Yeah. It's in Boston, or it was in Boston, Massachusetts in 1992 is when it was founded. It was devoted to restoring balance between humans and the remaining species on Earth. Its members would tell you that this can only turn into a reality by massive voluntary population reduction, which will depend on a leap in human consciousness to species awareness. According to Chris Korda, it is likely that this church was the world's only anti-human religion. The church was officially recognized by the state of Delaware in 1994, which was followed by tax exemption the year later. So it became a non-profit in 95.
Anti-human.
Just soak those first few details in a little bit.
I mean, humans can be the worst. I mean, but and like, why would you join an organization that is actively against your own
your own being?
You gotta really hate yourself.
I know. Okay,
that's really sad.
So this church organization,
right,
was inspired by a dream that Chris Korda had in 92, in which so I brought this up later in this, but I feel like I should address it now. So Chris was born a man, but now is transgender. And the last thing that I could find, Chris is referred to as she. Mm-hmm. So I will try to refer to her as she as much as I can. But in certain articles, it refers to
depending on when they were written.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So Chris claimed that she was visited by an alien intelligence known as the Being, who claimed to speak for the inhabitants of Earth in other dimensions. The Being warned Chris that our planet's ecosystem is failing and that our leaders perpetually deny this, asking why our leaders lie to us and why so many of us believe these lies.
No. Why do they? Why do they lie to us about everything?
Chris woke up from this dream moaning the CEO's now infamous slogan, "Save the planet, kill yourself."
Oh my God.
Yeah. So Chris tried to make this phrase popular at a 1992 Democratic National Convention in New York City, where she passed out stickers with the slogan to other delegates. A few months later, she was seen applying these stickers to police vehicles.
Save the planet, kill yourself?
People. Yeah, it gets better. Yep.
Mm-hmm. I hope so. I hope it gets better.
No, it doesn't. The church's belief that every aspect of the global environmental crisis, including climate change, reduction in biodiversity, poisoning of the water in the atmosphere, topsoil erosion, and direct results from the overabundance of single species on Earth, the Homo sapiens. The church has one commandment that must be obeyed by all members. Thou shalt not procreate. There are also the 4 pillars: suicide, abortion, sodomy, and cannibalism. For practical reasons,
This came to her in a dream.
as well as moral reasons, the church only supports these voluntary forms of population reduction. And sodomy in particular, they defined it as any sexual act not intended for procreation.
Oh, so you're allowed to have any form of sex that couldn't lead to having more humans.
Right. That's what they referred to as sodomy.
Okay.
The
sodomy
members
part did confuse me a little
Yes.
bit. Okay.
It did me too, and I had to ask questions.
Yeah, like what?
The members of the church are fiercely vegetarian, so therefore they offer cannibalism to those who insist on eating flesh. And in the lyrics of Flesh Dance, Chris wrote this for the Church of Euthanasia. It says, eat, 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 eat. Flesh, 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 flesh. Cow, chicken, pig, human. Cow, chicken, pig, human. What's the difference?
Okay. Did you say they're strictly vegetarians?
Yeah, why are they eating people's flesh? That's meat, right?
Right. And why are you saying, in that song even,
Yeah.
cow,
What's the
chicken,
difference?
What? I have a lot of questions. What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So for those people that insist on having meat, here's your fleshy substance.
Oh,
But they would only eat but they would only eat the dead.
fleshy substance.
But they could only eat dead people, not live people.
Oh, that's like, it's like part of me is like, well, that's good. No. We don't want to eat someone alive.
I think I found Army Hammer, guys.
You don't want to eat someone alive, and you also dead people. All of this is wrong.
So
Let's
very
not
wrong.
eat people. Period.
Don't
eat people. Why do we have to say that?
don't eat people. Just don't eat people. I don't think we were ever meant to eat people. So
No.
let's not do that. Okay, so in order to become a member, all you have to do is choose not to procreate. That's it.
And you don't get to have sex anymore. That kind of sex.
Yeah, don't do it factually. Procreation, on the other hand, means guaranteed excommunication from the church. If you get pregnant and you want to remain a member, abortion is required. If you've already procreated before joining, you can still join by not procreating again. What matters is the commitment.
Okay.
Okay. Also, committing suicide's not necessary for the members, but if you want to, they advise that you do it after you've officially joined. That way you automatically become a saint. And you should also leave a note thanking or blaming the church for your suicide. Either one.
I just want to make sure they get credit.
Just make sure you leave a note. Yeah.
This is terrible.
Yeah.
I'm just trigger warning again. Let's just keep saying it.
Trigger warning. Triggered. So the author of one of the articles that I was reading interviewed Chris and asked if there had ever been any members who had been expelled for violating this, and she said, regrettably, yes. There have been a number of excommunications, and it's been my unpleasant duty to enforce them. Since we only have one commandment, there's zero tolerance for failure to
So they got
uphold
pregnant?
it. Yeah.
Which means they were having sex.
Right, they didn't commit suicide. They were having sex.
That's like a common cult thing to control your sexual behavior. But
like the Quakers.
Yeah. It's
Shaker Village.
It's weird how they didn't. Yeah.
They just all died off.
Yeah. Wonder why. Strange.
Who were allowed to have babies. Huh. On September 13th, 1993, motorists driving on the Massachusetts Turnpike witnessed an unusual sight. A highway billboard for the Museum of Science in Boston had been covered by a 10-foot by 10-foot black banner with the words, "Save the planet, kill yourself," painted in white. This was the first high-profile action by the newly formed Church of Euthanasia, featuring the group's most enduring slogan.
This just makes me like I'm getting a little angry.
I know.
I just, you know.
I found it and I was like, this is going to be interesting.
I mean, it is interesting. I've never
My
heard
nose
of it.
itches so bad.
But it's so just, I mean, I guess they don't care. It's just a complete disregard for human life. But that's the whole point.
Yeah, they don't want
And I guess if you're like...
But why didn't they kill themselves?
I don't know. Because they got to spread the word.
Yeah.
The good word.
The gospel. So they're well known for their conflicts with pro-life Christian activists. Some of the group's slogans are "Save the planet, kill yourself," "6 billion humans can't be wrong," eat a queer fetus for Jesus." Yeah. That's a slogan. Can we? Yeah.
I just need a minute.
Megan's taking a breather, guys.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Aren't these people horrible? I told you, triggers all over.
This is where I start to wonder about, like, who are your parents? What did your parents do to you?
That'll be our next episode. You can research their parents.
Please. Like, what in the world?
On September 10th of 1994, so this kind of like goes in order, the church held its first public march as part of Boston's Population Awareness Day. Chris led a group of about a dozen members while carrying a stick with a bloodied baby doll and a torn strip of an American flag tied to it, which was a pro-abortion symbol. Other props included a large fake pill that was rolled around while everyone chanted, "Save the planet, kill yourself." The church was quickly removed from the event. God, I can't even talk. I'm so mad. And I've read this a million times, like editing it.
Just mad again. Yeah, I mean... Oh, I'm glad I'd never heard of this before.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that we're telling you all about it.
I mean, skip ahead if you don't like it.
It is interesting to know that these people exist. And enough of them existed that they had, like... It's not like just somebody had the idea. Yeah. There were people who were like, sure, I'm on board.
Yeah.
What?
No, they had people walking with them.
Who were their parents?
Yeah.
Who were your parents?
Yes. The church gained early attention in 1995 because of its affiliation with paranoia.com, which hosted many sites that were controversial or skirted illegally. Members later appeared on an episode of Jerry Springer's show titled, "I Want to Join a Suicide Cult." Yep. So,
I mean, wait, do you think people just do this just like I just want to be different. I just want to be weird. You know?
See,
I just want to
like I feel like I don't
attention.
belong anywhere else, so here we go.
So I'm going to belong to a group that hates me?
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
How did we get here? Look at you. You're so like,
I mean, I hate people to feel alone. Like, I always, that whole feeling of like, that you don't belong anywhere. I hate that for anyone. Mm-hmm. But like, this is the group you end up with?
Yeah, just wait for this next one.
Okay. Great.
So, in 1995, they purchased a billboard with a 900 number for a suicide assistance hotline. The message
I forgot
was
900 numbers existed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was a moment to go back.
The message on it was, "Helping you every step of the way. Thousands helped. How about you?" The idea was to play callers' pre-recorded messages with suicide instructions, but the phone company recognized these intentions and never activated their line.
Good. Suicide instructions.
Yeah, so you're calling thinking, "Oh my gosh, I've been thinking about this. I just feel so like down. Let me call this number. Maybe somebody can help me talk."
Need help.
And then they're talking you through how to do it. Yeah, but they claim they never murdered anyone. They claim they just assisted people in how to do it themselves.
I've had people who I love dearly who like have attempted suicide.
Yeah.
They weren't successful, but just thinking that like in any moment of just the deepest, darkest spot that they would see something like this and call it.
Thank God for the phone company.
Yeah, no kidding.
Okay, so in 1996, the church began counter-protests against anti-abortion activities in the Boston area. The first weekend, church members stood outside a Boston clinic carrying signs to provoke demonstrators with messages like "fuck breeding," "sperm-free cunts for the earth."
Say it again.
Sperm-free cunts for the earth. Get it?
I do get it. I get it.
Make love not
clever.
Make love not babies. No kid, no labor.
No, you don't get to make love.
Love the earth, tiger tubes. Okay, Dr. Seuss. Feeling maternal? Adopt. So they want you to have kids, but they don't want you to have kids?
Well, they don't want the population to go up.
Yeah.
That's weird, because adoption is generally like a very loving act.
Yes. Yeah. Feeling maternal, adopt.
How many more pages are there of this? Okay. I'm going to need to settle down.
There's 4.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I've read this 12 times, so.
Are you ready for me?
Maybe we should invite Jason.
We'll just like yell at Jason.
He's going to play Christmas music. So the following weekend, they visited a clinic that had been the site of a shooting a year earlier and had attracted a large group of protesters from the anti-abortion group Operation Rescue. This time, they showed up with the same signs, plus a new 15 by 6 foot banner that said, "Eat a queer fetus for Jesus."
Eat?
Yeah. Yeah. The carnivorous babies on a stick made a reappearance from another event, just in case there was trouble. Except now they had blood red fake skulls on top of them. A month later, the church was antagonizing anti-abortion demonstrators outside of a different clinic led by a member dressed as a Catholic priest and carrying signs for pedophile priests for life.
Pedophile priests for life? This reminds me of the church that's like so awful that shows up to, like the God hates church.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for saying those words.
Yeah,
That's what it awful.
is. Yeah.
I can't believe that these places exist.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that one still exists out of Kansas or something, right? I think that church.
I think so.
I can't think of the name of the church, but I hate it.
Yeah. So in 1996, in the presidential election, Chris helped launch the Unabomber President campaign. Their bumper sticker read, "Fed up with progress? Write in Unabomber for President in 96. When asked why she chose the name associated with terrorism, she said, "I haven't committed any acts of violence. I'm a pacifist. The Unabomber used violence to gain access to the media."
I'm a pacifist?
Mm-hmm. "It's not something I do, but he has presented us with an opportunity we must exploit. We've recognized that in a mass society, you can't affect meaningful change without seizing control of the mass media. Our whole focus is on creating something irresistible to the media." Unabomber for president.
Creating something irresistible to the media because they know you can't ignore.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I never heard of you, and I was old enough in the 90s to have heard of you. So you did a very good job.
Kick rocks. In 1997, the church created a fake organization called the Boston Fertility Task Force. The operation was described in an email. They proceeded to use it to draw real pro-life protesters out to completely fake protests of fetal trafficking at a sperm bank in Boston. They also put up posters around town claiming that Courtney Love would be at the sperm bank to be inseminated on the day of the protest, and they showed up to find nuns fingering rosary beads and teens waiting around to see Courtney Love outside of the building, at which point they unveiled a 2-story tall penis puppet that ran through traffic towards the building and ejaculated pseudosperm in front of the building.
I could see how that would be like irresistible to the media.
Can you look who's running in that 2-story tall fake penis?
2 stories. Imagine if you're like not there, but you're just like on the road over here, and you look over and there's like above the building, there's like a tip of a penis.
So you worked in like this bank building that's across the street, and you're like up 2 stories in your office, and you're like,
"Sure,
yes,
look
ma'am.
outside.
Yes, ma'am. I'll check into this account for you." Huh? Fake penis.
Is that a penis?
Did y'all see that penis?
It's huge.
Running in the street.
They're like, "Lucy needs a day off." Or to get laid. One or the other.
Your manager, please. No, ma'am. There really is a fake penis outside.
Yeah, that's actually
it's
true.
really happening. No, it's not Christmas, and that's not.
I don't even understand the point of that. I mean, the point, I guess, is just to get the media's attention, right? Like for their message, I can't figure out how it even works.
Yes.
Like, what?
Yeah. So Chris was quoted saying, "We went toe-to-toe with some of the very dangerous people. We were on the Operation Rescue list of official enemies. We discovered that when we did the walk for life and they had a book full of their official enemies, they had a whole page devoted to the Church of Euthanasia with pictures. They hated us. They wanted us dead, and they were not guys to be messed around with."
Who wanted him dead?
She said that some dangerous people for the, I don't know.
Their enemies wanted them. So somebody wanted them dead.
Yeah. I probably do too.
I mean, what's wrong with that? You want to die, right?
You said you were going to do this.
Yeah, you said that humans are the worst.
Where's your letter? So,
I'm fine.
Yeah. So they went on Jerry Springer. And Springer took Chris to task for statements suggesting that a depressed teenager contemplating suicide should be offered assistance rather than talked
into it.
Yeah.
And taught how to do it.
Yeah. He also expressed disgust for their calls of cannibalism and brought attention to the church's literature that provides explicit instructions on butchering a human carcass.
Good Lord. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Springer was even like, ugh.
Yeah, I mean, look, when Jerry Springer disapproves of your behavior, you've reached rock bottom.
Yeah.
There's just, that's your moral compass.
If this is what you're doing to get on the media.
Yeah.
Okay. So Chris spent much of the following year making appearances in Europe in support of her techno album, 6 Billion Humans Can't Be Wrong. That was her album name. In 1999, the church turned its sights on the environmental movement with a homemade raft that traveled the Charles River during Boston's WBOS Earthfest festival. The raft had an 18 by 5 foot Save the Planet Kill Yourself banner, but the raft really struggled to stay afloat. But it somehow managed to keep playing Chris's CD loudly enough to draw the crowds. And the police finally got to the raft because, it's struggling to float through the water. So they finally were able to, they're able to reel them in with all these people on it. And they're like, y'all gotta go. This is ridiculous. And they cut the music off. So the next year, the church attempted to join the environmentalists outside Boston's Bio 2000 conference. While most protesters were there to oppose genetic engineering and other activities that were part of the conference, the church wanted to show its support for the conference on the grounds that destroying humankind was a desirable outcome. They carried a banner that said, "Human extinction while we still can." According to Chris, the protest organizers cut the cables to the group's sound system and then proceeded to beat them up.
And they're there to support you. That's the funnier part. Yes. We got all these protesters, but they're on our side, and it's we don't want them on our side.
So it said this was the last of the group's public demonstrations. Because they got the snot beat out of them.
Good Lord.
Okay, this one's gonna get you, and it really got me, and it made me sick, but it's a part of it.
Okay. Thank you for that warning. I'm ready.
Yeah. So following the 2001 September 11 attacks, the church posted on its website a 4-minute music video titled "I Like to Watch." It combined hardcore pornography with footage of the World Trade Center collapse, including an electronic soundtrack recorded by Chris with lyrics, "People dive into the street while I play with my meat." It also showed a man masturbating and then cleaning himself with the American flag. Chris described the project as reflecting her contempt and frustration with the profound ugliness of the modern industrial world. Politically, it felt good to see Americans dying for a change, she said. There was a sense of justice of the chickens coming home to my roost, she said. In gender terms, the huge gash made by the plane was obviously female. I had witnessed drama on a national scale. America's penis had been turned into a vagina. I hate her.
America's penis
had been turned into a vagina because there were too many women.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And she's transgender.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't understand.
I know.
She really hates herself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She hates women. And she hates humans.
Yeah.
And I don't understand.
Yeah.
How can anybody... Do you remember watching the September 11th?
Horrible. Yeah.
The part that I mean, I couldn't get out of my head for a long time was the people jumping.
Yeah.
Even though I totally understood why they did.
Right.
But it was still just like, oh my God, they're jumping.
This is happening. Yeah.
And she
was like, oh, this is great.
I just can't imagine having that reaction in any possibility. Like nowhere in my brain can I imagine thinking, wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Great. Less people for the world.
Yeah. Is she still alive? Mm-hmm. Okay. Where is she? We're not going to dox her.
Is she still in Boston? I don't remember. Yeah. She said, what we were doing was extremely dangerous. I just got tired not just of the hate and the death threats, which I have boxes of, but I got tired of nearly being beaten to death. A lot of these actions took place in the street, and by the time the police showed up, we were happy to see them. Usually by the point we were just about to go to the hospital. It's fair to say most of the opposition didn't come from Christians, whether of the Catholic or Baptist variety, but from leftists, because they believed in direct action. She said they don't like the police, they'd much rather beat us up. You can imagine why we might get tired of that. Really? You and your you vaginas. I'd like it if they were vaginas running towards the penis. Somebody get a different cult and run at it.
I don't even understand why the death threats bothered her.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand that whole thing of being like, we support suicide. We think all humans should die.
Yeah.
But don't threaten.
Don't come at us.
No,
don't try to kill us.
Death threats are not okay.
We gotta live to spread this word. The church's instructions on how to kill yourself by asphyxiation with helium were removed from its website in 2003 after a 52-year-old woman used them to commit suicide in St. Louis County, Missouri, resulting in legal threats against the organization. When Chris was asked if there had ever been any follow-up by the courts, she paused and slowly said, I'm unaware of any such activity, nor would I be disposed to comment on or discuss such an activity if it did in fact exist.
Here's exactly what my lawyer told me to say.
Yes, exactly. So today the Church of Euthanasia website still up, serves as an archive, although the church itself is gone. In the 6,000 plus word document, the last of which is just like bullet points, Chris says, humans are making a conscious choice to place their interests above the well-being of life, and this is not merely foolish or misguided, it is shameful and criminal. If humans are unable, for whatsoever reason, to exist in a way that supports life, then humans are unfit and must be eliminated. She says, anti-humanism is distinguished by a reverence for non-human life. A section called Solutions outlines ideas of how human elimination might play out, as well as thoughts on behavior modification strategies that might avert mass human extinction. This contains a disclaimer in the end stating these are all hypothetical and not calls for violence.
Then what is it?
Yeah.
Let's never discuss that again. So... do we know what she's doing now?
I just got dark-sided.
Dark-sided.
No, I don't know. I didn't look that far. I just did my research and was just like over it.
I just wonder.
Which, no, I'm like, why did I even do this? I was so deep into it that I was like,
it's interesting.
Yeah.
But I'm also just like, what do you do after this?
I love to learn about cults.
Yeah, so I think cults are fascinating.
Yeah. I'd never joined
I don't know what you... Not on purpose.
Yeah.
I don't know that anybody... Most people, I think, who end up in cults didn't realize they were ending up in a cult.
It makes me think of the Schitt's Creek episode where she's like in this fitness thing and they're like, okay, we're going to...
Yeah. And then she's like,
Stevie's
we're
like,
in a cult.
Yeah, Stevie's like, Alexis, did you?
Yeah. I just heard Georgia go, you're in a cult, call your dad.
Yes.
But yeah, I just keep thinking, like, what do you do after that? Like, after you create this cult that hates human beings and then the cult dies, but what? Well, I'm just gonna go apply for normal jobs now?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
What if she's like a teacher or like a daycare worker or something?
I don't know. I just...
Like, what do you put on your resume?
Like, you just spent... What if these people were sent... Oh, we need to talk to Corinne, actually, because her aunt's in a cult.
That's right.
guys, my new like amazing like everything
all around badass person here.
Is helping me out with all the things. She was telling us this wild story about her aunt the other day, and now I think we need to do another cult one.
Yeah,
give me 3 weeks. Give me 3 weeks, and I'll do another cult. Yeah. I gotta let you all breathe after this one. But yeah, what do you put on your resume? Like, what if these people
person?
Yeah. What if these, but not people eaters?
Oh,
I was a professional penis, 2-story penis.
Costumes.
Yeah.
Marketing.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Media savvy.
Oh, yeah, for sure, because they have lots. Public relations.
Yeah. Activist. God, it's terrible. Okay. Well, there we go, guys.
I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, me too. So but it's good to know these. Like, I just never would have known such a place could exist. So it's good to sort of know.
Yeah. But please forget about it after this.
Yeah, forget it. Man, there are just really all
horrible
kinds, just the worst people.
Yeah.
In the world.
Yeah.
I mean, we talk about really awful people almost every week, but
I know, like H.H. Holmes having like torture chambers, but
murder hotel.
Still, like, I feel like it doesn't compare to. I don't know. I guess words hurt.
Yeah. I just can't get over the thought of someone being like, I need help, because that's what their thing was, right? You need help? Yep. Call this number.
Mm-hmm. And then we're going to
tell you how to kill yourself. Like, it's just.
I mean, I wonder how many victims they did have.
I know.
That's crazy.
So it's like a roundabout way of killing people.
Yeah.
A passive murder.
A murder cult.
It's terrible.
Just euthanizing verbally.
Well,
people are horrible.
Nice. Thank you for that story.
Sorry, so sorry.
I love you so much. Even when you tell me stories like that, I still really think you're great.
Do we need to go shopping after this?
Yes. Just go hug every person I see when I leave this room.
Yep.
I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad you're with us today.
Yeah, guys, if you have been triggered in any way by this episode, we'll put some links in the show notes and phone numbers for anybody who may want to talk to someone and actually
it'll be
talk to someone helpul and not horrible.
Yeah.
And we love all of you.
Yeah, and we want you to be here
forever.
Yeah, and
with
always.
Us. I really have loved, there's like several of you guys who kind of regularly send us messages on Instagram. Oh my gosh,
it's so fun.
And who are in the Facebook group who regularly like engage with us. And it's so fun to get to know some of you all. Like I feel like there's a few of you that I'm like, oh, she'll like this thing. You know?
Yeah. Like states away too.
Yeah, it's great.
This one commented, I don't even remember, what was the post? Oh, what's the one thing that lives in your head that you made?
The case.
And the woman was like,
in Maine?
Yes, I want to go visit.
Me too.
She was like, it's not a case. She was like, but look at my spooky haunted forest. And I was like,
yes.
Give me kitchen, all the spooky in the forest. I was like,
yes. Haunted forest.
Yes. It does look so incredibly creepy.
It does. It would creep me out to look at those woods all the time too.
But I would love to go.
But just to get bad vibes from them every time you walk by, that was
But did you see all those ferns growing on just like trees in her post? I was like, I need to be there. I love Maine anyways. Yeah. Maybe we should go visit.
We should. Let's just add it to all the list of places we're going to go.
Somebody make us a travel list of where you want us to go.
Well, we had one listener, right, who said he was going to make a map of everything. Brandon, he was making a map
of all our stuff.
Of different
stories,
like
that
places that we hit in our stories, which I thought was such a cool idea.
That is.
So if you guys would like to join in all of that, we have our Facebook group, which is the Witches, Magic, Murder, and Mystery podcast discussion group.
Yes, I always forget how it's
private.
worded.
I know. It's a private group, but there are just 3 questions and they're super easy that you have to answer. There's a few of you that are like hanging out there where you've requested to join, but you didn't answer the membership questions. If you don't answer them,
we're sticklers about it.
Yeah. I was a former teacher. Listen.
She will make you do it. Oh.
And then Instagram is Witches, Magic, Murder, Mystery.
And Gmail.
Also,
Witches, Magic, Murder, Mystery, gmail.com.
If you have anything you want to say to us, but particularly if you have
only nice things,
story idea. Yeah. If you have mean things to say, just keep it to yourself. I don't need to hear it. I don't care.
No.
Okay. Thanks for listening every week.
Yeah, guys.
We think you're great.
Come back next time, please. Don't let this scare you away.
It's not that we're going to have anything uplifting next week.
Yeah, but it won't be as horrible.
It won't be that. We're never discussing that again.
No, it's gone. It's on the floor. I tossed it.
Good. Okay.
All right, goodbye.
Goodbye.